The beginning of everything, the Big Bang. The idea that the universe was suddenly born and is not infinite. Up to the middle of the 20th century, most scientists thought of the universe as infinite and ageless. Until Einstein's theory of relativity gave us a better understanding of gravity, and Edwin Hubble discovered that galaxies are moving apart from one another in a way that fits previous predictions. In 1964, by accident, cosmic background radiation was discovered, a relic of the early universe, which together with other observational evidence made the Big Bang the accepted theory in science. Since then, improved technology like the Hubble telescope has given us a pretty good picture of the Big Bang and the structure of the cosmos. Recent observations even seem to suggest that the expansion of the universe is accelerating. But how did this Big Bang work? How can something come from nothing? Let's explore what we know. We can ignore the beginning part for now. First of all, the Big Bang was not an explosion. It was all space, stretching everywhere, all at once. The universe started very, very, very small and quickly expanded to the size of a football. The universe didn't expand into anything, space was just expanding into itself. The universe cannot expand into anything because the universe has no borders. There is, by definition, no outside the universe. The universe is all there is. Matter won over antimatter. Today, we're left with almost all matter and nearly no antimatter at all. Somehow, 1,000,000,001 matter particles were formed for every 1,000,000,000 particles of antimatter. Instead of one massive ultimate force in the universe, there were now several refined versions of it acting under different rules. When the hydrogen gas clumped together after millions of years and gravity put it under great pressure, stars and galaxies began to form. Their radiation dissolved the stable hydrogen gas into a plasma that still permeates the universe today and allows visible light to pass. Finally, there was light. Okay. But what about the part we didn't talk about? What happened right at the beginning? This part can be defined as the Big Bang. We don't know at all what happened here. At this point, our tools break down. Natural laws stop making sense. Time itself becomes wibbly-wobbly. To understand what happened here, we need a theory that unifies Einstein's relativity and quantum mechanics, something countless scientists are working on right now. But this leaves us with lots of unanswered questions. Were there universes before our own? Is this the first and only universe? What started the Big Bang, or did it just occur naturally based on laws we don't understand yet? We don't know, and maybe we never will. But what we do know is that the universe as we know it started here and gave birth to particles, galaxies, stars, the Earth, and you. Since we ourselves are made of dead stars, we are not separate from the universe. We are part of it. You could even say that we are the universe's way of experiencing itself. So let's keep on experiencing it until there are no more questions to ask.
In space, there are many pieces of rock and metal. These small objects are called meteoroids. When meteoroids hit the planet's atmosphere, they become meteors. Often, the smaller meteors will simply vaporize when they hit the Earth's atmosphere, but if they are large enough, they can actually continue the journey all the way to its surface. If the meteors survive the trip to the planet's surface, they are then defined as meteorites. A meteoroid is a small rocky or metallic body traveling through space. Meteoroids are significantly smaller than asteroids. They range in size from small grains to meter-wide objects. When a meteoroid hits the Earth's atmosphere, it may be traveling in excess of 45,000 mph. The International Space Station is protected from the threat posed by meteoroids and space debris that increasingly pollute the Earth orbits. Layers of Kevlar, ceramic fabrics, and other advanced materials form a blanket up to 10 centimeters thick around each module's aluminum shell. The blast caused by the shock waves of the Russian meteor was picked up by infrasound sensors on the other side of the world. The bulk of the object's energy was absorbed by the atmosphere, with a total kinetic energy before atmospheric impact equivalent to 500 kilotons of TNT. On a clear night, it is sometimes possible to see a meteor, but there are events called meteor showers, where there are large numbers of shooting stars in the night sky within a very short time period. Such event occurs when the Earth passes through the tail of debris left by a comet or asteroid. Approximately 30 meteor showers occur each year that are visible to observers on Earth. Some of these showers have been around longer than 100 years. For example, the Perseid meteor shower, which occurs each year in August, was first observed about 2,000 years ago and recorded in the Chinese annals. Over the course of Earth's history, many meteorites have fallen to our planet's surface. The Hobart is the largest meteorite to have been found. It was 54,000 kilos of mostly iron and was found in southwest Africa. Hobart fell about 80,000 years ago. It's mostly iron and nickel with traces of other elements. When a meteor hits the Earth's atmosphere, you will often be able to see a bright glow with a trail. This is caused by the friction of the air. Meteors are observed with red, yellow, or green trails. The colors are caused by the ionization of molecules, like oxygen, which appears to be green. Around 500 meteorites are thought to reach the Earth's surface every year, but only 5 or 6 of those are recovered for scientists to study. Meteorites that have been found on the surface of the Earth are called finds, and there are 38,660 documented meteorite finds. According to a study performed back in 1985, a meteorite will hit a human being about once every 180 years. Now let's talk about the Mataco. The meteorite weighs 998 kilos. It was discovered in 1937 in Dr. Bartolomé Vassasho's ranch in the south of Chaco. Following the tradition of the time, this doctor named the meteorite Mataco in recognition to one of the ethnics that inhabited the region. Mataco was the owner of an important part of Campo del Cielo, a territory that is set between Santiago del Estero and Chaco, where 4,000 years ago a meteor shower impacted, causing a great explosion. These meteors came from the asteroids belt that is located in the orbit between Jupiter and Mars. From 1990, and because of security issues, the meteorite is now inside the museum. Fajvovic and Goldberg were in charge of creating a suitable space for the meteorite inside the museum. They came up with this setting after studying the cultural impact of this meteorite in Campo del Cielo. Coming back to the name, El Mataco was a denomination given to the indigenous ethnic Wichi from central South Chaco. From 1990, the name Mataco was changed to Wichi. The meteorite was known since antiquity by the native peoples in the region. These peoples believed that this mass had detached from the sun. They had paths of pilgrimage to the actual place of impact of the meteorite. These paths covered a considerable region between 200 and 250 kilometers. There they pay homage to the sun. There was a belief that in a certain day of the year, with the first solar rays, the meteorite transfigured into a tree of radiant and bright iridescence that rang like 100 bells. Mataco myth about the creation. The Matacos inhabited the region of Chaco in the north of Argentina. There was a time when the earth was upwards and the sky was downwards. So much was the dirt that fell that the sky complained and asked for the inversion of the planes. From then on, the sky is upwards and the earth is downwards. Between both elements, there is the territory of the winds and the clouds. Under the surface, there is the under-earth and the underwater. Each stratum has its beings. Everything is surrounded by liquid and air, and far away there is the fire. There was another time when a big tree united the different worlds. The top tree, the canopy tree, was the one of abundance. The men on the face of the earth went there to stock up, going up and down of this tree bond of life. But one day they didn't fulfill their solitary traditions. They didn't provide the best and most tender to the people who couldn't go up or down. They didn't give anything. The elders complained. The big fire arrived and everything burned. The young moon was eclipsed by the light blue hour, and its pieces fell down to the earth, burning it up. Some remained in the upworld when the big tree burned. They are the grandparents, the Pichi, the ancestors, stars, constellations that hunt through the path of the Nyanduces, the Milky Way. Only a few, the honest and the respectful, saved themselves by getting under the earth. But from then on, everything was to be gotten here. The male human beings belong to the earth. They emerged from it by the hole of the beetle. With the help of a rain of arrows, some heavenly beings fell on the earth. They were women. As women have a heavenly origin, they have part of that power, and men hold the earthly power.